So there is trillions of data floating around us. When we can gather this data and organize it in some way to make some sense of it, that becomes information. When we figure out how to use that information to do something, that becomes knowledge. And the honest application of knowledge to attain a mutually positive outcome is wisdom. So we have 5 senses: visual, auditory, kinesthetic, olfactory, and gustatory. In other words, we see things, we hear things, we touch and feel them, we taste them, and we smell them. These are the 5 ways that we gather information. In order for us to make sense of anything, it has to go within our database through one of these channels, if you will. There is a 3-step process that takes place when we are gathering this data. So the first thing that happens is we access some information. We access data. It's not always voluntary. As a matter of fact, it's more involuntary than voluntary. As you walk by, you have all this stimuli that is coming your way, and you're gathering it all. You may not be consciously aware of it, but you're observing everything that's around you. So that's gathering data. And that includes sounds, visual, the smell of cooking somewhere, all those things. We then take this information into our database, and we now must make sense of it somehow. And the only way we can make sense of it is if we can cross-reference it against something that is previously there. New information tends to be harder to process. So we kind of put it away till we can figure out what to do with it. So we look at our previously gathered data, find similarities, and put it over there. As an example, when you two started to talk, you asked him, where did you work before? Did you do such and such thing? And he responded by saying, I went to see this place and that had this effect on me. That was all previous data being churned up to relate to this situation. Now, of course, social skills play a significant part in all that. And how we represent that process is a separate step altogether. But internally, we are making sense of all these things. Each of you have filed away that exchange somewhere in some file, that he said that, and you may not remember exactly what was said, but you have a general idea of what's happened. So the first mode that I talked about is called the access mode, and this is the reference mode. And once we have figured out where it goes, we then try to represent it. And when we represent it, we are now packaging it based on our belief systems, our social skills, and our environment. And then that's why it's called a representation, not a presentation. It's never pure. We cannot make it pure. By pure, I mean expressing it exactly how you feel.